Okay, hello, Grandma. Do you
I'm
mind?
paying attention.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just gonna ask you a few questions. How old did you turn last month?
How what?
How old are you now?
97.
97. Happy birthday.
Mm.
Yeah. So, could you tell me what was your childhood like?
What was my
Your
childhood?
childhood, yeah. You were brought up in Wall's
A
End.
very happy childhood. Um, but we weren't well off, but we had a nice childhood. But it was, yeah, it was okay.
Yeah. And you were brought up in Wall's End, yeah?
Pardon?
You were brought up in Newcastle.
All then.
Wall's End, yeah, yeah. What was your mum and dad like?
My mother was, my dad was very easygoing. My mother was very strict.
Yeah, yeah.
She didn't suffer fools gladly.
No.
Mhm.
And uh, did you ever meet your grandparents?
I met, um, when I was very little, I saw my grandfather in bed,
Oh yeah.
and he died of cancer.
Yeah.
And then um, my grandmother was still alive, and she lived near the coast in Blythe, and she used to bring live crabs with her to the house. Yeah.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, yeah.
And she was nice. Now,
Your grandmother.
I've got a picture of her somewhere in the house.
Yeah.
Have you seen that one?
I think I've
Vaguely,
seen one of it.
maybe,
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
But you know the one. This is the one I was going to send. I sent it to my cousin,
Mm.
and she's lost her voice now.
Oh, your
Voice
cousin.
has gone completely.
Oh, no.
Mm.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Mm.
What was your time like in Africa?
In Africa.
Yeah.
Good.
Good. Yeah.
We were in we were in a very nice part of Africa. It was oh, how would you describe it? It was clean and orderly. There was only one set of traffic lights in the whole of the town.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And you had to take a driving test that, of course, was rubbish, really.
Yeah, yeah.
And we joined horse riding club. Mm.
Yeah. You really enjoyed the horse riding.
But, oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Except that you had to more or less do it. He had been in the British cavalry.
Grandad, yeah.
He was a bit bossy. You had to do everything, You had to go where he went.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he sort of led. Do you think it was good for my mum and Auntie Fran and Uncle Malcolm and Uncle Adrian?
Sorry,
do you
I
think
didn't catch it.
Do you think it was good for my Uncle Malcolm and Auntie Fran and Mum being brought up in Africa? Do you think that was nice for them?
Your mum was. Francis was 5, I think, when we were in Africa.
Yeah.
And Liz was 3.
Yeah.
And
I think Mum can remember some of Africa.
your mum can.
Yeah, I think she remembers some of the little bits.
She remembers more about Aiden.
Aiden, oh yeah. How was Aiden? Aiden was good.
It was nicer than Africa.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah. But,
so that's Yemen now. Yeah.
Very kind of built up and not many trees and things.
Oh.
And it never rained in. It had never rained in God knows how many years.
Really? So it's dry.
When we were there, suddenly the heavens opened. And
maybe the rain's following you, Grandma.
The result was that nobody had wipers on their car.
Oh, really? So it was just like rained. That's funny. Yeah.
And we used to. It was good in the fact that we used to go after dinner. We'd go down to the coast and we didn't go in the sea. We went in the pool.
Oh, you went pool.
There were sharks in the sea.
Was there? So you didn't want to get eaten, yeah.
Because the week before we went, a lady was taken by a shark.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And
That must be quite frightening for you.
well, I think she'd been too near us. See,
Yeah.
she should have been in the pool. And
Yeah. Oh, it's not good. What was your experience like during World War Two?
always what?
What was World War Two like? World War Two.
Oh, World War Two. We didn't have television, so you only got things on the news. And
Yeah.
it was so I was 12 when the war started, and I was 18 when it finished. I
Wow.
was 6 years.
That's most of your teenage years.
Yeah, all the teenage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how did that affect your life?
Well, kids were evacuated, you know, and they were sent to
Other homes.
other people's houses, and because there were 4 of us: Joseph, Ray, Agnes, Monica, and my mum. My mum didn't want to be separated from us, so there was a farmer. He had a big house and a small house, and they let us have the small house.
So that was nice, yeah.
We stayed there for 6 months.
Yeah.
And there was nothing happening in the war, so we all came home.
Oh, that's good, yeah. Didn't you see some injured soldiers? Was this right? Did you see some people injured from the war?
The only time, no, not really. The only time I saw after Dunkirk, you know, when they evacuated all the soldiers from the beaches.
Yeah.
I saw them on the train coming back and wounded. You know.
Wounded, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember you said you spent some time in hospital. When you were young, didn't you spend time in hospital and you saw injured people there? Was that?
I was 14 when I was in hospital now. I had a very bad appendicitis.
Oh, yeah.
And they didn't know whether to put me in the children's ward or the adult.
Yeah.
So I ended up in the adult ward, and it was a really bad appendix. So I had a whole host of students looking at me.
Oh yeah. I bet you liked the attention though, did you?
I got all the attention.
Did you miss your mum and dad when you were there?
Well, my dad was able to come in now and again, see me. But I was in a month.
Oh, you were in a month? Wow.
Yeah, it was.
How's life?
I can remember as well seeing 1 or 2 people pushed out that were dead.
Really? From the hospital? Now, did they die from the war, or did they die of other things?
Oh, they died of other things.
Other
They
things.
were elderly people.
Elderly, yeah. Yeah. And do you how do you think meeting Grandad changed your life? Or how did meeting Grandad impact you? Like
changed my life a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to think. I met him at a dance, and it was.
Was it love at first sight?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, it was because there were 2 dance halls. There was the Oxford, which was pretty crowded, and the other one, old assembly rooms, which was rather more elite. You know. And I met somebody he was staying in Newcastle at a hotel. He was up on business for the army. And what happened? He said to somebody, which is the best place to go to for a dance. He doesn't dance actually.
Yeah. He had 2 left feet, didn't he?
Yeah. So they showed him to go to the old assembly rooms, and that was where we met. And
he was.
And then he said he was fishing to find out whether I was Catholic or not.
So yeah,
He said if I hadn't been a Catholic, it wouldn't have had anything to do with me.
so that was lucky.
Whether that was true or not,
Yeah,
I don't
maybe,
know.
I don't know.
But that photograph we got, it's one of the first photographs when we met.
Yeah.
And then after that, he was in Catterick, which was an army place about an hour and a half's drive away. And he used to drive up at weekends and say...
And see you, yeah. Oh, nice.
So, any more questions?
No, it's just interesting talking to you as well. So yeah, well, one more question, I suppose, because you're getting tired. If there was anything you could tell, your great grandchildren, what would it be? Anything you could tell them, or have you got any worries or any lessons, or anything, any memories?
In what way?
Like, well, would you consider having a strong faith very good? Yeah, or have you got any regrets?
Of what?
Of anything, or do you not have any? No.
No.
Yeah.
No regret.
No regrets.
But I never thought from being in a primary school in a poor place like Wallsend.
Yeah.
It was unusual for just people to say an army officer.
Yeah.
So when I got married, it was quite...
That was quite prestigious for you.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah.
And your dad's brother, Robert.
Yeah.
He didn't come to wedding because he apparently was not to have had a suit or something.
Oh.
And he was supposed to be best man.
Oh, yeah.
So it ended up your dad's commanding officer, who was a full colonel, he was the best man.
Oh,
yeah. It was such a nice man. He visited us in Aden.
Uncle Robert, yeah.
Aden, yeah. He visited me there again. I remember him leaving me perfume.
Oh, that's nice. What was your experience like in Canada? What was Canada like as well?
I've been a couple of times to Canada,
Yeah. So you saw Auntie Monica?
I went once with Monica.
Yeah.
And I went once on my own. And then Fran said, if you, let's get this right. If you come out to Japan, I was about 70 then, I'll come home, because she was in Japan then. So I said, okay, I'll come out. So I went out, and Fran gave me a good time, actually. She did all the touristy things. You have tea ceremonies and all that. And then...
where's been your favourite place?
Unfortunately, she met at sushi then.
Oh.
And that was the end of the story. She didn't come back.
You're so happy that she's happy with Uncle at sushi, but sad that you miss Auntie Fran. Yeah. So you've been to many places. Where's the one place you love the most?
That I like the most?
Yeah. Was it Wallsend? Hexham?
You mean locally?
Yeah, no, everywhere around the world. Out of all the places you've been,
no doubt about it. Nigeria was the best.
Nigeria, yeah.
There was no comparison with. Now, your granddaddy was away quite a lot, so I've got letters like Shifu letters, and so he learned. Oh, they sent him on a course to learn Arabic.
Oh.
So he was away 6 months.
Oh, yeah.
And then...
Grandad learned a lot of languages.
These Palestine liberation people were alive and kicking then. And he used to go around the streets telling people to stay in, not to come out. And,
did he? Oh, because he was in the army.
I used to think that he putting himself in danger,
He would have been, yeah. he was very brave,
But
Grandad.
I've left you your mum's gone. I've left her the letters that he wrote.
What's that?
I've left your mum letters that he wrote.
Oh, okay, right, yeah.
Sort of it's a shame if it would be. I don't know whether he would minded or not.
I'm not sure, but thanks, Grandma, for answering all the questions. I always love speaking to you. You're very interesting. You have lots of stories.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know that there's been a couple of ancestors of mine who if they didn't go to war, the whole the journey of our family would have been different. So
If my uncle
yeah,
he was 24 when he was killed.
yeah,
My dad's brother.
Dad's brother, yeah.
Now, if he had survived, he might have married my mother. I don't know whether he would or not. But because he didn't survive, and my father was a widower,
Yeah,
he had lost his wife,
yeah,
and with a picture of him with
yeah,
next door with his daughter.
yeah. So your uncle was dating your mum at one point, and then your uncle went to war,
He was 24 when he was killed.
killed in a war, and then your uncle's brother was your dad and married your uncle's girlfriend.
Because my father was on his own.
Yeah.
And his mother wasn't a happy lady when he married again.
Yeah.
She thought she should have kept, Maria was because her mum had died. The grandmother brought her up.
Yeah.
And the priest said she should have been brought up with the family. Yeah. She should never have lived up with the grandmother.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
And I heard of stories of uncles dying in World War. Now, did Uncle Vincent die in World War One or World War Two? Uncle Vincent.
World War One.
Was it World War One? Yeah. Now, was he the only family member who died in World War One?
They must have had a horrible time because they were in dirty ditches and things, you know. But my mum, apparently, he was quite a holy person.
Uncle Vincent,
that. He used to go and sit in church.
Did he? Good, yeah. Wow.
So, as I say, I didn't know him.
Yeah. It must have been a tough time for these people. Must have been quite tough. Yeah. And I think you had quite, compared to now, things are quite easy. But you went through World War Two, and that must have been quite tough.
Yeah. But in Africa, I could only keep contact with my mum by letter.
Yeah.
There was you couldn't phone her.
No.
So when Grandad was away 6 months, I did just to keep write letters.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I mean, being an army wife, you just have to go with the flow.
Yeah, just see where it takes you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think it's been quite adventurous.
Yeah. You see, some people. There was some of the men, one or two that the dad worked with, their wives wouldn't go out. They would stay at home.
No, but you were different, were you? Did you do things?
Did I?
You did things. You went out.
I went out. Yeah.
What did you do?
I mean, it was. I'm glad I did because I'd rather just than sat at home.
It would have been boring. Yeah.
What would you have done?
I would have gone out. Yeah.
I think Malcolm, he used to watch the girls in the pool, you know, your mum and your mum was a good swimmer, by the way.
Yeah.
When she was little, she got a medal, I think.
I think so,
A
yeah.
bronze medal or something. And he watched them jumping backwards in the pool. He tried it, cut his chin.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's a shame. Yeah.
But, you know, in Eden, it never rained. It had not rained in well, let's say there were hills and cliffs and things. It had not rained in God knows how many years. And while we were there was floods. It even made the headlines in England.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So the cars, they didn't have any wipers.
Yeah, maybe the rain was following you. Maybe it followed you.
Yeah. And I remember one day, this friend of mine, her husband was the army chaplain, and because our doors faced each other, we got pretty friendly.
Yeah.
And we stayed friends all the time we were out there. Yeah. And one day she and I, now don't ask me why, but we'd gone somewhere in the car and there was a big sandstorm.
Was there?
Yeah.
Wow. It must have been scary.
And all the sand came down and the earth went dark. And,
wow.
Yeah. It's quite something.
Scary. Well, I hope you don't mind. I'm going to show this video. So that's it. There's many more stories Grandma has. So
I don't mind.
Yeah, thank you. She has many more stories. So that's the end of this video. Thank you for watching.
But you know,